Good morning, all. Welcome to At Risk International's Global Risk Intelligence Team's weekly Intel briefing. I am Roman Fisher, Protective Intel Analyst here at Risk, and I'm joined by my colleague, Mr. Cooper McGill. Getting started this morning, the Council on Criminal Justice recently released its 2022 mid-year update regarding recent U.S. crime trends. The Council examined monthly crime rates for 10 categories of violent, property, and drug offenses in 29 American cities. The report contains several key takeaways. First among them, the current CCJ assessment shows a partial reversal in some of the crime patterns found earlier in their studies. However, long-lasting reductions in violence and crime will require pursuing evidence-based crime control strategies and enacting overdue policing reforms. Continuing on, the number of homicides has reduced by 2% during the first half of 2020. That's in comparison to this time last year. The number of aggravated assaults has increased by 4% during the first half of 2022. The number of robberies has increased 19%. And the number of residential burglaries has increased by 6% compared to this time last year, as well as non-residential burglaries has risen by 8%. The report suggests that homicides and gun violence should continue to be the top priority for criminal justice policymakers. The CCJ goes on to suggest that evidence-based strategies are available to address high rates of homicide and gun violence, both in the short term and in the medium term. Also, the CCJ reports that the rise in acquisitive crime requires increased attention from law enforcement and policymakers as well. Additionally, legislation introduced in October of 2020 would enable consumers to report suspicious activity within online marketplaces. These marketplaces have become a haven for stolen goods. This would increase the difficulty of selling stolen merchandise and could reduce some forms of organized retail crime. That's what I have for you today. Passing you off to Mr. Cooper McGill.
Thank you, Roman. So union and labor protests continue across much of Europe as countries continue to be affected by the ongoing cost of living crisis. In France, the General Labor Confederation has announced a September 22nd protest amongst healthcare workers calling for better working conditions, and a September 29th protest by multiple sectors in support of higher wages. In Spain, the General Union of Workers has announced that they are likely to hold protests in the next 1 to 2 months if they are unable to work with the government in order to negotiate an increase in wages. Belgium and the Netherlands, while only a couple of countries that have also recently seen large demonstrations by workers, they are being affected as well as workers demand increases in pay and enhancements to work conditions. The cost of living crisis is likely to continue with the possibility to worsen as well as inflation remains quite high across the continent, and as parts of Europe are also threatened by a large spike in energy prices this winter due to a limited supply of Russian natural gas as the conflict in Ukraine continues. Further increases in protest and unrest on the continent are likely in the coming months and will likely continue to push for wage increases in order to keep up with inflation and may also target governments in an attempt to pressure them into enacting measures to manage prices, such as in the case of energy costs, though this will be something we will continue to monitor closely. And that is everything we have for you this week. We hope you found some of this information useful and hope you join us again next week for some additional insights. Thank you.